You think you'll be happy once you've achieved that goal. The truth, you won't. Previously, I sustained this mindset. I said to myself, once I make $1,000, then I'll be happy. And you know how that story ended. Exactly. First things first, why be the case? Because the human wants are insatiable. You're always going to end up shifting the goalposts and externalizing your happiness to a new desire. The worst thing, aside making $1,000, is making $1,000 from that wrong mental frame. You will quickly realize you need $2,000 or $3,000, and in that progressive manner, human wants are insatiable. That's the first thing. You always keep wanting more. So you're on this endless race of placing your happiness on externalities. And one of the unfortunate aspects of going that route, firstly, most people rarely achieve the result for a variety of reasons. First, we can attack it from the standpoint of manifestation. Once you feel separate from a set thing, it's most likely going to elude you. Plus, if you place overimportance, if you put something on a pedestal, it's most likely going to leave. Take personal relationships, for instance. You love the girl, you're doing everything for her, you're seeing the red flags, ignoring them, over leveraging yourself. And most men, all they do is appease the alligators with hope to get eaten last. They know the relationship is going to end. Instead of cutting their loss, they keep investing until she finally leaves. Now just suicidal. Now they want to spin the story and make it appear as though she took everything from him after all he has done for her, and try to position himself in the victim state. Unfortunately, you know that's a lie as well as I do. Putting something on a pedestal gives the universe license to take it away from you. Externalizing your happiness is the worst thing you can do as an individual. What happens when you lose that first thing? And why? Why did you do it? What happens when the house collapses or the government takes your business? There are people today caught up in a little fracas. They are running helter-skelter, not necessarily to save that externality, or the object, or the business, but because their reputation is so tied. They are used to moving in an SUV, in a luxury car. Anything other than that, their reputation takes the hit. It's a terrible way to live, my friend. I do not wish that kind of dangerous living on any of you. Before we move on, let me quickly strike the balance. I'm not encouraging hardiness towards one's job or one's object. However, what I do discourage is the idolizing of a service, of a business, the over leveraging on one said thing. That I abhor. So that's the first thing. The human wants are unlimited. You're always going to keep moving the goalposts, therefore postponing your happiness. The cure to all of this is to get excited now. Unfortunately, what most people do not understand is the human brain is a phenomenal in today's day and age. It is a science majority are yet to utilize. It is one of the most powerful force in your life. Even better, you have exclusive control over this device. If you think yourself to be happy, you can be happy, and the mind cannot tell between objective reality and a thought. You can conceive an idea. What if my father died? And you're crying real tears. The event has not happened, but the tears are real. So the point I want to highlight is you can position yourself in a frame of mind of the actualized result. Yes, I'm discouraging for the externality to be a source of your happiness, but what I am encouraging is to position yourself in the right frame. In fact, it aligns with everything the subject of manifestation tries to convey, which is attuning yourself to the right frequency. In other words, you're killing two birds with one stone, attuning yourself to the right frequency, to the right mindset, not waiting for you to be a certain weight class before you speak to women, to have a certain number of bank accounts, a certain number in your bank account, to be confident. The reason everyone knows you are broke is beliefs seep into your action, and you can tell the difference. An assistant can easily spot a window shopper from an actual buyer, because a window shopper is quick to apologize for stepping into this luxury mall he has no business entertaining, whereas a buyer takes charge of the situation. He acts, is confident, he smells the fabric, he puts on the watch. Extrapolate this to your own life. I want you to see your situation through this principle, through the lens of this principle. Recall the last time you actually wanted to make a purchase. Reason how confident you were. You ask questions. How much does this grocery cost? How much does this cost? Oh, let me put it on. Does it have the correct vitamins? You were confident as hell. Sure, some of you might try to discredit this principle under the guise of the magnitude of your goal, which is buying groceries is different from stepping into a Rolex store. My friend, I can guarantee you it's not. Everything is mindset. You would be confident if you had the same amount. So think about it like buying groceries, because the micro leads up to the macro. If you can be confident in a grocery store, the same applies to a high-end store. The difference is the mindset. One of the keys to achieve this is to externalize that mindset from your bank account. The reason you do not get women is not necessarily because you're poor, it's not necessarily because you're broke, but truly you have conceived in your mind that getting women equates to bank account, and bank account is currently you. Therefore, I should steer clear from this certain quality of women. So if you look at your relationship, you would see it is low quality women. Why is that the case? It's not necessarily limited to the law of attraction or manifestation as you know it, but you do not believe to approach those quality of women. First, you think they're out of their league. Secondly, your bank account validates it. Thirdly, beliefs lead to action. Even if you are tempted to try and take that action externally, like walking up to the lady, you will invariably feel awkward. Your beliefs fit into your action. You are anxious, you're fidgeting, and all of those attitudes in and of itself reduce your quality as an individual, leading to your discrediting, of which you feed your mind back. I knew it, and you're right. So everything starts from the mind. Prioritize taking action of which your mind and heart and instinct. Do not limit actions to externalities like walking up to the lady when you truly believe it will go wrong or you have your doubts. And this has nothing, I repeat, nothing to do with finances or manifestation, but more so to do with belief. Belief. How you believe, what you believe, and why. Why you believe it. How did we get here? So let's decultivate the argument. Let's visit the first point, which was prioritizing your value on externality. So you can think yourself, your mind is very powerful force. You can adjust it at, at will. So you think the difference, and I'm mixing points, I'm moving in between points. So the difference between a poor man, a rich man, and a clergy is mindset. It's not necessarily externality, it's mindset. The different states they adopt, how they see the world through, their perception of reality. Perception is very important in structuring your life and destiny. Previously I would say to myself, and I'm being vulnerable to you peasants, I would say to myself, once I hit certain height, then women would like me, which is a very stupid assessment. Maybe it's because of my age at the time of that discourse. I find it to be untrue, impossible. The summary of this short discourse is to stop placing your value on externality. Stop waiting for something to happen before you feel rich, or waiting for something to happen before you can approach a lady. Like I said, quality of relationship is not limited to the people you attract. It's more so limited to what you believe you're worth. Are we clear? Exactly. And as always, my friends, it's a pleasure speaking to you. I'll see you in the next one.